And welcome to another NCAA.com March Madness Skype session. Pleased to be joined by Syracuse's Tyus Battle. I'm Andy Katz. And the Orange are fresh off a 95-91 overtime win on Monday night at Cameron against Duke. Tyus Battle with a season-high 32 points. A lot to unpack with your team in this game, Tyus. Let's first deal with that overtime. The manner in which you guys were able, I thought, to defend and really force them into some bad shots or contested shots toward the end, and really extend your offense to where they were playing catch-up even in the overtime. How would you assess the way you guys played at both ends in overtime?
I thought we did a great job defensively. We pride ourselves on the defensive end starting off, and that leads us to our easier offense. And the guys, they fought out there. Coming off a tough loss against Georgia Tech and being away at Cameron, it's a great one for us.
How did this game change when Tre Jones went out for Duke?
Tre's a great defender. He's their point guard. It's always tough playing without your point guard. I think they're a different team without him and Cam. But we'll be looking forward to playing them again when they have both of those players back.
Yeah, so no Cam Reddish. She was out with the flu, but you still have to deal with Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett. They've got plenty of talent. Your first go-around with going against Zion Williamson, what'd you think?
He's a physical specimen. I've never seen anything like it, honestly. He's just so strong, so athletic. There's not many people like him.
So we mentioned they didn't have Tre Jones. Earlier in the season, you guys didn't have Frank Howard. So we know how difficult it is when you don't have your full complement of players, the guy you're used to playing with. How did that affect this team early in the season when you guys took on a little bit of water before, reaching the high of a game like Monday night?
It's tough. We played without our point guard early in the season. Frank was out for a couple games and then came back. He was trying to get his feet going again. It's tough coming off an injury, especially with basketball. But he stepped up last night. He had a huge second half, and that really helped us come out with the win.
So, look, Old Dominion, Buffalo, obviously quality teams. They may win their respective leagues. I think certainly Buffalo will be a team that could go deep into the tournament. So nothing wrong with that. But losing at home, which is not the norm for Syracuse. And the Georgia Tech one certainly was a little befuddling. When you look back at what you guys did Monday night, when you look at what just happened 48 hours earlier, how do you explain what has transpired with this team over just a few days?
We just had to refocus, honestly. That's how the game of basketball goes. One night we couldn't hit a shot at all, and the next night we were hitting some tough shots. So, that's how the game of basketball goes. You have to refocus, get ready for the next game, and I've already forgotten about the Duke game. It's on to Pittsburgh.
Well, you can't totally forget about it. I know you got Pitt here, but just if you can, because we're still sort of at least a little bit after it, to knock off the number one team on their home floor, and so much hype with Duke, especially when you guys needed a win like this because it's been a little bit up and down. Now that you've had time to just think about it, put in perspective what that win, a great college basketball win, meant to you, do you think, and to this team this season?
It was a great win, like I said. They're a great team, away from home, 2 Hall of Fame coaches, 2 historic programs, and it was just a fun game to play in, especially in that environment. And hopefully it will get this team rolling, because I know this team, if we play to our ability, I think we can be really good.
Yeah, you and I have talked many times already this year, this offseason. We know the potential of this group. You were in the Sweet 16 last season, everyone back. But it seems like for whatever reason in your career, you guys love to play a little on the edge and make things interesting, to go along the course of the regular season. I'm not saying you enjoy the chaos and you enjoy playing on the edge, but do you think a little bit about how this has been sort of the norm for you during your career at Syracuse, that you guys, have these great highs and then there's some lows and it's sort of all over the place?
Honestly, I think it prepares us for later in the season, because you just never know what's going to happen. Honestly, since my career at Syracuse, I've seen everything. We've had highs, we've had lows. Snuck into the tournament, made runs in the tournament. So man, that's why I play this game, and that's why I love it so much.
It's just another chapter. Tyus Battle, season high, 32 points against Duke and an epic overtime win at Cameron. Appreciate you joining me this afternoon, and you got another big one because Pitt's suddenly on a roll too. So the ACC is not forgiving in any way, regardless of the night. Thanks, Tyus.
Thank you.